Bottom of the barrel, bottom of the barrel, where we always feel so tall. Bottom of the barrel, bottom of the barrel, 'cause the barrel is only 2 foot small.
Is it rolling?
Yep.
You sure?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Yep. It's on. It's on. Everyone's turned on.
Welcome back to Bob.
Welcome back. Bottom of the barrel.
Bottom of the barrel. Let's just make sure this audio is good. I actually didn't test it. Did you test it?
Yeah. I mean, I
look at the levels. Look at the levels. Testing 1, 2. 1, 2.
Yeah, I don't know. They're not peaking. Is that bad?
How about now? Are they peaking now?
No.
Might be too low.
Oh,
Testing 1, 2, 1, 2.
that seems better.
Is that good?
It's getting. I don't know what the good levels mean. It's getting to like yellow.
Yeah, yellow's all right. That's probably fine.
Okay, so it's too low before.
Maybe a little bit lower. Boom, boom. This is shit we should have sorted before we got on camera.
Hell no.
All right, let's go. We're good.
All good. All right. Well, welcome. There you go. You got to see a little behind the scenes, like extra stuff.
Welcome back to Bob. Speaking of extra scenes, I think we're. I think you're gonna show them some extra clips of our fishing excursion.
Caught a monster.
Huge fish.
Oh yeah.
Now we just went to a cottage for a couple days. Actually, just one day.
Yep.
Just to hang out and like get some creative ideas flowing and just step away from everything else and get drunk, honestly.
Yeah, and we ate a box of corn dogs.
Yeah, just a box of pogos. Do you guys call it? In the States, they call them corn dogs.
I call them corn dogs. I never heard of pogos.
Really?
Yeah.
Pogos are a thing. Like we went to a restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
And it had pogo on the menu. It wasn't even corn dogs. It was pogos.
Yeah, I didn't know that was. I thought pogo stick to me is a thing you bounce on.
Right. It
so
is. Yeah.
Like, no.
Also.
We're gonna film a podcast, but we thought let's just wait until we get back. Now it's morning. I got a beer going. Chris has probably got too much work to do today to have a beer, but
yeah, I mean, I just had a protein shake. I don't think it's a good mix. How do I know it's not a good mix? I imagine taking the protein shake and pouring a beer into it, and then tasting it. And I'm like,
Yeah, I guess this happened inside.
I'm either gonna shit myself or puke for the rest of the day out my nose, like one of the two.
Oh.
Yeah, just like shitting and puking.
Made the right choice not to. You got your. By the time this goes up, though, people can go buy a mask.
That's right. We got.
It's just to change the subject from you shitting and puking.
Speaking of shitting and puking,
go to First.shop or whatever it's called.
Check these out.
I get zero money, so I don't care.
I don't even know if they're on sale, but we're doing a 20% store wide on these babies.
It's pretty good though.
Oh, you know what I can bring on though?
Yeah.
The eye.
Yeah, because that's gonna be. Oh yeah, because that's already up.
Oh, that's gonna be a good thumbnail.
We're time traveling right now. This is like filmed 5 days before it's gonna go up. Oh, I want to tell you guys this too. So Bob goes up every Wednesday at noon on YouTube, but it goes on iTunes the night before. Just so you know, if you wanted to get an early listen, it's on iTunes. Yeah, because it's just audio, so I don't have to worry about making like thumbnails and all that other stuff. So it kind of goes up there the night before. And I would really like you guys to hit it up there. I know YouTube's a place to be, but if you go on iTunes, please throw down a review. It really helps us climb up and have other people find the podcast. So just a little bit of bullshit there while Chris goes grabs his eye. You don't even understand what's going to happen right now. It's so creepy. Look at this. Oh, it's so gross. Is that in focus? Or is it not focused? Oh, here we go. I'll hold it back here. Oh, it squishes in too.
Oh, it likes it when you squish it in.
Oh, it's so gross.
Too hard.
Not too. It's like literally Chris's eye. Like it's so human. I can't even explain. There's moles on it too. These are gross. These gross me out hard. I do not like touching the moles.
See?
What are you doing? Oh, okay. There it is.
You can even hear it. Listen. So there's like man, this thing's so weird. And it was actually molded from my eye.
Can I play with this part?
And that is the remote control for it.
Oh, that's how you do.
Wow. And then if you rub the eyebrow, it kind of like it likes it a lot and it falls asleep. But if you poke the eye, sorry.
That's gross,
dude. It's so squishy and weird.
Oh my god. I can't even imagine.
It like feels like you have no idea how weird this feels. It's like a fleshlight. Not that I know.
Yeah, I'm totally not into this weird shit, but I'm hard as a rock right now. It's just too weird. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry if you're listening. Like I just said, go to iTunes. People are like,
yeah.
Now, like,
I just brought on a giant animatronic eye.
It feels like real. Like if you actually grabbed someone's head and made it square,
Yeah.
and stared into one eye and rubbed their face. It's unbelievable.
So weird.
Yeah, it is creepy as shit.
Put this shit away.
Expensive. Chris has a new thing on his channel and it's called Fancy Hoarder.
If you guys want to go check it out,
He shows all this weird shit that he has.
we're doing a new thing on the channel where every Friday we're kind of like doing like this weird unboxing where we're checking out weird objects, and the segment's gonna be called Cool Shit.
Yeah.
And it's just a bunch of cool shit.
Like, yeah.
I mean, self-explanatory.
I'll send you a dick in a box.
2 to 5 minute videos. But enough about me. We're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about Bob.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? That these people don't even know that you might end up being my neighbor.
Yeah.
In maybe we're saying maybe like 6 months from now.
Yeah.
We're kind of putting up a plan here for Wes to move literally next door to me. And we will be super creative because he can come by the new office. We can work together. And one thing I told him to do, like one thing that he should do, is build a giant barrel. Like how sick would this be? If you had this big barrel and we're sat in it. It's got like acoustic panels. We got a keg back here. We got a table. We got our mics, and we got that big Bob sign in a barrel, and we're at the bottom of it.
I think that would bring us right to the top of the charts.
I feel like that's
gonna be great.
That's what we need, and then we'll just like skyrocket this fucking podcast to space.
I like it. I'm in. I'm gonna do it.
This podcast is,
No matter what, I'm gonna build that thing.
It's so funny because like we started this because we just love chatting anyways. Like we do this bullshit all day long, and sometimes we're like, fuck, we should have saved that for the podcast.
Yeah.
We get those moments, but we had no expectations for it.
Yeah.
But now that we're seeing it grow,
Yeah, it's awesome.
it's really
It makes me want to do it. And I don't know.
it makes us want to like step it up a little bit.
Yeah, of course. And like the last one, especially the comments. I mean, we literally recorded that 2 days ago or whatever from now. And the last one, all the comments are like, that's how you do it, because we're finally in person.
Yeah.
There's more. So I'm like, yeah, okay, let's go. So I'll come out here whenever. I'll make it happen.
Yeah,
So
we'll film a whole bunch.
It's gonna work out. But
Wes had a show yesterday. So he had a virtual showcase.
Yeah.
Man, are we allowed talking about everything?
Sure.
Like even the guy before you?
shit, yeah. I don't know, probably.
So he had a hypnotist
Yeah,
on before
totally.
him. But it's so weird, like poor guy, because this guy's been like doing colleges for he says 39 years,
Yeah,
which is a long ass time.
I think it's too
He's
long.
been he's been
Stop.
around before colleges. But, so he would do the whole mass hypnosis.
Yeah.
Everybody on stage is asleep and stupid,
But
and then
Pretty hard to do that virtually.
yeah, and he literally says he's like I'm watching his pitch because this pitch is for colleges to hire them. So it's a showcase. It's not a show. It's it's a show for people who book colleges.
Yeah.
And so this guy's like, well, I can't do it virtually, but I can talk about it. And so his whole thing was selling the fact that he could talk about what he does for a living, which is like a really hard sell, man.
He's like, people have called me many things. They've called me amazing,
Incredible.
and
Fantastic.
the great,
The great.
and
and he's like, we stuck with the incredible because that's got a nice ring to it. Incredible
I love it.
guy. I'm not gonna say his name.
Fuck, it was so funny.
But it was strange, man. And then because Wes is like, the guy before me is just doing a Q&A. I was like, oh, sick. Because when you talk about Q&A and magic and in mentalism, it's like an act where like you're blindfolded and you have these questions and you're like, that was your question. It's a Q&A act. So I was like excited. And nope, it was just Q&A.
And the poor guy's like,
And nobody had any cues.
yeah, it's like, anyone have any questions for me? And he has like 20 minutes. He has to pitch his stuff, and it's just like
It was like 7 minutes in.
none. And they're like, okay. And they're like, all right, next up is Wes.
And he just got on camera and just like played a video. He's like, all right, so this is my reel.
yeah. So,
And that reel involved people the whole time.
yeah. Oh yeah.
But he's like, I won't be doing that. And then Wes went on. Wes killed it. He had a bunch of tricks.
It felt good because I mean, magic is a little bit. If you do a virtual show magic now, it's just like onslaught them with cool visual shit. Who cares? So that worked out. But
It did work out. I thought it was really interesting to watch you. It's something else, man. To like wait for a laugh and there is none, and then be like, oh yeah, and then keep going.
yeah,
Right? Because you're like, and that. Oh, right. Okay. And we're going to keep going. You know what I mean? Like there's that pause waiting for like the applause.
All you see on the screen is just a bunch of mics that are muted. Some cameras are off. Some people are talking to their kids or their dog, and you're like, okay.
Yeah. Wes came up with the greatest thing because like last podcast he was like, what do you say? We were talking about investing in COVID.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
should have been the title.
Should have
really,
been.
Investing in COVID.
Make it tonight.
And then you're like, yeah, no, COVID's doing great. It's killing it out there.
Yeah, people love
Shout
that
out to
one.
COVID.
That
You're killing it.
It's the fan favorite for the quote of the week last time. This week should be laughing your mask off. We haven't even got there yet though.
Yeah, we haven't got there. And so yesterday he starts it off with, there's no business like COVIDness. Am I right? And I just thought it was the funniest thing, man, because virtual showcase, we're all here because COVID.
Yeah. So they didn't. They actually, you couldn't see their faces. Some laughed and some did not like being reminded of. It was like why?
No
why?
business like COVIDness. End
that's
quote.
where to start.
And the best one was we were sitting out at the pool the other night.
Yep.
And we
went to the store to get
we were
some
at the
meat.
store and buddy was talking, and this is him. This is my impersonation of him. So he's talking.
He has mask over his nose
And
like a
then-
normal person, and slowly.
And it just ended up being here. And Wes is like, he's talking so much, he's talking his mask off.
So we're all now we're just like every time someone talks too much, like, oh, I don't invite Jimmy over. He'll talk his mask off.
Yeah, it's the best. And in 100 years from now, they're gonna look back and like, I wonder where that's from. And
started here.
somebody's gonna be like, oh, it's from the 20s during the pandemic because they were wearing masks, and so you talk your mask off. And then we like, I mean, you could fuck someone's mask off.
If you're telling good jokes, they're laughing their mask off.
They're laughing their mask
God,
off.
So many.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. Spread it,
Yeah,
it. Peter.
just
So
sweating
good.
his mask off.
Sweating it. I like that.
There's
one.
so much.
Oh God, yeah.
That's a great one.
It's gonna be perfect.
We had some good stories in that pool.
That was good times.
We were, so we were talking about what happened to me
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a crazy story.
It's a crazy story. So,
This is hilarious. Oh my God, I'm glad you're telling us this.
It's a sexual harassment, pretty much like almost a rape story, sexual aggression story.
Yeah.
And it happened to me too.
Yeah.
And I can say that because it did. And I'll tell you the story right now
This is great.
before you get offended.
They won't be. This is crazy.
I walked into a doctor's. I was trying to get it was like a Class B license to like drive like larger mini. I was looking for a job in transport, something, I don't know. They asked me to do a medical test. I've never done a medical test.
Physical?
Yeah, no, it was a medical. There's a physical, they called it a medical.
Okay, yeah. I don't know.
Probably physical. Go to the doctor's office, some random doctor. And I get in, and like big overweight, like doctor. He's like mouth breathing. He's like just. I'll get close to the mic. It's kind of like this. Like kind of snoring while he's talking. You know those?
Oh yeah, the guy that used to own the plantation, but now he's
Yeah.
a doctor.
And he's kind of like
So
this.
gross.
And he's got his gut. He's sitting like with his legs spread, and kind of leaning on his knee with his gut hanging, down to his knees over, and he's just kind of like. And he's like, all right, take your clothes off, right? So I'm like,
Sorry.
at this point,
So
I don't
good.
know. I feel like this is a normal thing for a doctor to ask anyone.
But I just love how gross this guy is.
So I'm like, I'll take my clothes off, whatever. And then I'm in my boxers, and he's like, the boxers too. All right, I'm like, weird, but again, maybe not. Maybe it's not weird.
He's like, I can't see my dick, so can I look at yours?
So I take my boxers off, and he's sitting there with his legs like kind of spread on his chair. I'm standing up in front of him, and he reaches out and grabs my hips and pulls me in to like I'm inside his thighs, facing him. His fat head is in my chest, breathing.
Oh fuck.
And he's just
And
kinda,
you're up on a thing too, right? So
No, I'm just standing there.
Oh, you're just
Yeah,
standing.
and he's just kind of like starts moving my hips around. I don't know why. I don't know what the point of this was. I really don't.
I do.
Yeah. I don't know what the medical point was.
The medical point. I have no
reason.
idea.
So, and then, okay, mind you, guys, I was like 22, 23 years old. This is like 10 years ago. 15 years ago. Like 15 years ago. 14, 15 years ago. And then he's like, all right, get on the bed. So I lay down on this thing, right, as you would, and then he proceeds to ask me, he's like, do you have any discharge, right? And I know exactly what he's talking about because I was never in the army, and it leaves only one type of discharge, right?
Yeah, there's only two.
So immediately I was like, no, sir, I don't. And he grabs my dick, and then he starts to like, it's, you know what it is? He wasn't even like jerking it off. It was like he was
milking
like
a cow?
Yeah, like milking a cow.
Just
kind of like it was like the same action of like milking a cow, just to see if I was lying to him or something, right? And I was very uncomfortable.
No shit.
And I guess when he found that like I wasn't getting hard, he kind of stopped.
Guess so.
And he was like, "All right, pull your pants up," and that was it. That was the entire thing. Maybe he took my heartbeat and my blood pressure before. I don't remember because those things didn't stick out to me. But this one did. This entire ordeal lasted about 7 minutes. And I leave the office. Honestly, I felt kind of weird about it.
Yeah.
But not enough to be like, you fucking raped me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Until like, honestly, a long time later, maybe a year later or something, I thought back and I'm like, I asked my friends, I'm like, is that normal?
No.
And they're like, no, you got like sexually assaulted.
Yeah.
And man, when that hit me, when that moment hit me that I was sexually assaulted, I kind of just went like, good on him, man.
Yeah,
like, I mean, he got away. I mean, fucking clever guy, you know? Like,
you gave me some weird, made me think of weird shit for a while, and then
I was like, good for him.
Yeah.
I mean,
took me 10 years to realize what happened.
Yeah. I mean, hey, he snuck in there. He did what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
I didn't notice it. I mean, hats off, man. Hats off.
Probably his move was like, is this your first physical or medical ever?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's like, great. Then you don't know what I do.
I think that's just the funniest. That's the funniest thing ever. Is like to be afterwards and just be like, "Oh man, good for you."
Yeah.
Like, hats off to you, man. You are sneaky.
Yeah.
You're very sneaky. Like, I'm not traumatized by this whatsoever.
It is hilarious, but because it's so.
There's the double standard though.
But like also nothing. I mean, he grabbed on your dick a little bit, but.
Yeah, but
I think
had it happened to
had he put it in his mouth, he might have been more traumatized.
Had it happened to a woman,
Yeah.
and it was a girl doctor
Yeah.
that just started like finger blasting her or something, because
Yeah.
that's I think the equivalent.
Okay,
or
yeah.
maybe just rubbing the clit or
They may not
something,
figure blasting, but
right? But just like rubbing her clit or something
Yeah.
and saying like waiting for a discharge. I don't know what the equivalent is for a woman,
for sure.
but for sure I understand women being like,
Yeah.
I was very uncomfortable and I feel like I was sexually harassed, and then
Right.
that traumatizes them. However, the double standard here, which it really is one.
Yeah.
I don't feel traumatized at all. I literally afterwards laughed about it. Was like, wow, man.
I'll tell you the one.
Good for him. Good for him getting his
Yeah, he got that was his
getting
bag for years.
Yeah, he's getting his rocks off.
Oh yeah.
And without me even noticing it. Like, I didn't even smell that it was fishy. I didn't even be like, oh shit.
Well, the truth is, and this is the real thing, is there was no one reason you didn't feel uncomfortable or more uncomfortable was the power dynamic of this fat fuck and you. So you were never like, if push came to shove, right? You can push him down and shove your dick in his mouth or whatever, right? But like, you know what I mean? Like, you could have got out of there if you wanted to. I think that's where it's different for women.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But I think
But
it's hilarious.
It is hilarious
when it happens to men. And I know some of you are probably going to be triggered and be like, no, it's not hilarious. I was also.
It's personal experience. For other people, it might not be hilarious. For you, it's hilarious.
For me, it was so funny.
And for me, it's so funny because I know you already found it funny, so I'm like, this is the best.
Yeah, it was like a year later when it hit me. The first thought in my mind was like, sneaky son of a bitch got away with it. Good for him, man. Like, he really put that work in, and he really has his method down where he gets away with it. So anyways, the whole thing to say that it happened to me too.
Fuck, man, that's a stand-up story. I can't wait till you go tell us somewhere.
I'm telling on stage for sure.
You have to.
I'm gonna bring the doctor up on stage who did it to me. I'm gonna go find him.
He's dead now. He's that fat already 15 years ago?
Yeah,
There's no way he's still alive.
Oh, with the amount of spank bank I gave him, he probably knocked himself out. You know?
Oh, man. You know, when you started telling that story, and I started thinking about, I'm like, I don't think I have any stories really like that. And then I started thinking about the fact that I have actually a lot of gaps in my memory from when I'm younger. And then I'm always like, did my body repress some shit? Like,
100%.
why am I missing like 2 years here in my brain?
Oh, 100%.
You know? So I'm like,
play
okay,
Little
that's
League?
why I don't want to go.
You play Little League?
Of course.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I don't remember the game. I don't remember it. I'm like, that's why I don't want to go to therapy. Don't unlock anything for me. If it's repressed, keep it there. You know.
That's there's some people who got abducted who had like who went into like hypnotherapy, and when they were like screaming all of a sudden in pain, and like they regressed it for a reason. I love how he segued from me getting sexually assaulted by my doctor,
To UFOs.
being molested, to being molested by, aliens. I feel like that's a natural segue.
It really is. It was quite good.
You know?
Oh my god. Yeah.
I don't know what it is with aliens and wanting to probe you and shit. Like,
I think they're just like anybody else. Like everyone wants to stick something somewhere.
end quote. Oh, man.
Oh fuck. What do we? Okay.
It doesn't get better than that. I don't
No.
know where we're going from here.
Buddy, yeah, we peaked early on this. Oh fuck.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We could always do a vibrator race, and even then it happens in the middle. It can happen in the middle.
Yeah, it's up to you, man.
I think it
it's
might
on
be
your
good.
channel. You do whatever the
I
fuck you
think.
want.
Well, this is great because the winner from last time, a bunch of people got it right. A bunch of people thought it was the stripper, but I'm assuming it wasn't.
Oh,
was
but you announced that on the. You already went through the winners.
No.
Yeah, on the podcast you did with Eric.
What are you talking about? Dude, you talked about a stripper fisting herself.
Oh, right. That
And
was a
you-
different stripper story.
yeah.
My bad. Yeah.
And then, but the sex in the hospital bed was a lie?
The sex in the hospital bed was
Oh,
a lie.
okay.
So, first strip club I ever went to was Club Super Sex in Montreal, and there was a girl literally fisting herself.
So aggressive. I've been to a lot of strip clubs. Never have I seen anyone
Well,
just...
you don't understand, like,
From behind?
the bar that set for me.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I've
a
been to
lot.
strip clubs all around the United States, and they're crap.
Yeah.
And I don't mean crap because, like, okay, just in Canada, it's like, first of all, full nudity.
Yeah.
And then, there's touching involved too. Like, girls are all
only,
good with
only
it.
in Quebec.
Only in Quebec. There's touching involved.
Yeah.
And it's, so you go from that to, like, I went to Sacramento once with Pete Turner.
And their bottoms are on.
And their bottoms are on, and there's no touching.
Yeah.
And there's no alcohol allowed being served in the strip club.
I'm not going.
In Northern California. So it's 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the strip club off the side of the highway, looking just to have a beer.
Yeah.
Looking just, let's go to a good place. Let's go to the strip club. Okay, have a beer, watch a show, and we get there, and they're like, nope. I'm like, what do you mean? So that people come here stone sober in the middle of the day? And, like, what do they do here? They're not allowed to, like, go back there. Or they're not allowed to, you know what I mean? So what's the point?
Before
And-
the internet, I understand.
Yeah, and she's like, you have to buy drinks. Which is so weird to me. And I'm like,
Mocktails?
can I get, like, so we just drank, like, Monster energy drinks. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen.
I'm not. Yeah, no thanks. But yeah, that's why they upped their game. Oh no, that's a different place. I was gonna say that's why they upped their game with the fisting, but that wasn't the place.
Yeah, and so we had the fisting thing. So I walk into this, and this is the sight I see. All right, for those of you at home, just imagine this on stage.
She was 6'3" with a beard.
No, her butt's probably like a foot over my head at this point because she's up on stage. One leg on like a stool or a chair.
Yeah.
And from the back,
Just.
it was like this. This is from the back. That's what I was seeing. It was a sight to behold.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
this was a sight to behold.
Unfortunately, it ruined every strip club for me ever. What was the second story?
the one I told
Yeah.
was having sex with twins.
Oh, separately.
Yeah, separately. It was crazy because I was like one of them was like we're friends with benefits kind of thing, right? And it was a great situation. Then she met somebody, all good. And then I go to a bar one night and I see her sister, and I already knew her sister. A lot.
Oh, you already knew.
Yeah, I already knew her, and I knew,
So much better if you didn't.
Yeah, no, I know if I just like randomly, but like, nah, it was good. And then she's like, oh no, we can't, like, I mean, I know you and my sister, and we just don't like, we've never like both, fucked the same dude kind of thing. And I was like, oh, that's fine. But like, oh, I don't know, I was quite a charmer. And then by the end of the night, she was like, yeah, come back. It was a thing of beauty. But it's not as cool as if I didn't know, or as if it was at the same time.
Still cool though.
But it's still pretty good.
You can still say you had sex with twins.
Yeah, and so I always say it very vaguely, and people assume more.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Also, like, the idea of having sex with twins sounds great on paper, until you realize that it's basically incest.
Right. I don't care about that though. I'm totally fine with that.
Well,
Like I am the guy that I guess looks up incest porn. I'm the guy that types that into my computer.
Yeah, when Wes is on like Pornhub, he's like, Why do they all have the word step in it?
Yeah, it's ruining it.
It's like, take the word step out. I think legally they probably have
They
to.
must. I don't have a sister, so I'm sure I'd feel totally different. You guys are like, yeah, you'd feel differently. Well, I don't have a sister, so my brain's like, what? Just another hot
You think
chicken
they have
house?
to legally put the word step in there?
No, I don't know.
Probably.
Maybe.
Can we Google it right now? I'm gonna Google it
Yeah,
right now.
check
Hold
it
on.
out. But yeah, these
Is brother, sister,
the
porn.
one time
I
you don't
can't wait
want
till
to
somebody
sleep
goes
with
to my
twins is when you're the triplet.
phone. Legal. Is brother, sister porn legal? Probably not. Is incest porn legal? Here we go. I'm watching a good bit of porn lately, and one of the videos I clicked said forbidden, so I'm not sure if it's legal. Thanks in advance. My area is Alabama.
It's totally legal.
We know exactly why you're asking. So are we talking actual? This is hilarious. Are we talking actual? I'm reading the Reddit here. Are we talking actual incest or true relatives or fake incest? Like, sorry, mommy, I fucked daddy, volume 1, 2, and 3 or something. And he says, I have, quote unquote, a friend who has viewed online actual incest porn with identical female twins engaged in sexual relations with each other. So was this legal to produce or distribute or even view? Ooh. Well, actual incest is a crime, but I doubt that non-related actors portraying incest, yuck, by the way.
Leave that out, sir.
I mean, if you
Nah.
know they're actors, where's the yuck,
Yeah.
right? Would be illegal unless it involved or portrayed a minor. Okay, that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah, we don't need nothing to do with coal.
He says, except Saudi Arabia, all porn is illegal in Saudi Arabia. What?
Yeah, that's why we don't live there.
Yeah, but also, like, that's perhaps why, like, rape is more prevalent in places like, you know
That's
what
an
I mean?
argument, man. I don't know what the actual studies show about that, but
Yeah.
that would make sense to me.
It would make sense to me that people need to release. You need to give them some
Yeah.
type of release so they don't take it out on someone
Dude,
else.
I mean...
Does that make sense?
Yeah, oh yeah. This is one of the age-old debates about pedophiles.
Right.
And assigning, like, let's not, like, I don't know.
Give them, like, children sex robots.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like, there's a
Yeah.
whole bunch of debate we don't know enough about to
That's-
talk about, but, like, yeah, give them the child
I mean,
sex robots.
that's a
maybe.
hot topic.
It is!
That's a hot topic right there. Like, if I were to say, because the way I see it is I'm in favor of sex robots for multiple reasons. One,
You like to fuck robots.
Curiosity.
I get it. You got a
No.
fucking eye, you creep.
listen, buddy. If you were to give me, 'cause there's this brothel in Italy that has both.
Are we gonna max out?
No, we're good for now. 3 minutes. There's this brothel in Italy that has both, and you can go in, and it's an option, one or the other. But all the other brothels are kind of like they don't like it, and they're hating. It was this little mini doc about this situation in Italy, and even the girls there were like, you know, it's interesting because some guys, the girls hated it because they were like, no, that's not what this is about. That's not what brothels are about. They're about intimacy, and some people. Like 80% of the people who go to those brothels don't end up having sex. They just pay for company. And so, you know, they've got the wife at home, but they
Right.
just want, you know, someone to flirt with perhaps, or whatever it is, whatever they're
Yeah.
into, which is totally cool. And some people just want,
see that.
some people just want sex. So like the sex robots are there not for companionship, but straight up, you can do whatever you want to them. And then the guy goes like, I mean, their insides vibrate and shit like that. They got like,
I have to try a sex robot because in my brain I can't understand the appeal. So I have to try one now.
yeah,
I'm
I
sold.
mean, the appeal to me, I understand if it's like uncanny.
Right.
And like if it's kind of like, you know, like a fleshlight or something, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like it's the female version, the male version of a dildo.
Yeah.
Is to have that, I guess, right? Because we don't
Yeah.
have, you know.
We don't have nearly as much fun stuff to play with as
Yeah.
women do. They have you scroll. They have so many options.
They have all these toys, right?
Yeah.
We don't have that many. But so that was interesting to me. And then the fact that like I think you take that idea and you have like let's say sex offenders or whatever it is, like if you give them a robot to like vent or whatever they want, like I don't know how their mind works.
Right.
But if you give them like a child robot, I'm not saying I want to like, hey,
No,
this
no,
is
I-
right, we need to support it. I'm saying there's something wrong with this guy.
100%.
And unless you like fry his brain with like 1,000,000 volts of electricity,
Yeah, this is
he's
the-
not going to stop thinking about
This is the pro argument
kids.
for it. Like it's like, hey man, you have to give them. What if being attracted to women was illegal, right?
Right.
You
We're
would-
about to run out.
You know if being attracted to women was illegal, you'd still
Right.
You'd be like, I mean, you'd be like, I need an outlet because you're not gonna all of a sudden switch.
Yeah.
So yeah, the pedophile thing is like, I actually feel a crazy amount as gross as
Okay. I was like, where are you going with this?
no, like as awful as pedophilia is, I actually feel a whole bunch of sympathy for pedophiles in that way. I do. That's a terrible. It sucks for them.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. It's just the way it sounds.
It's not gonna come out right. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel bad for them. I think they wish they could change.
Right.
Right. I think they wish they could just join society.
So what you're saying is what a lot of psychologists are saying too.
Yeah.
Is where they need like therapy and help because their minds are fucked up from this shit.
And they're not. There's not
but
just simple as like,
but also put them on an island and fucking behead them all. Like is also my thought.
Yeah.
Like cut their dicks off.
Yeah.
Is also something that comes through my head.
Well, of course that would come.
So it's like yes, give them that's like the but also burn their fucking genitals.
Yeah, but I'm like maybe we can help them.
Yeah, no, 100% help them. But then if that doesn't work,
yeah.
So, but also what these brothels I think offer is STD free, so safe sex. Someone comes in. I think they auto wash. They have like an auto wash function on them afterwards. They like douche themselves.
What?
Yeah. These
things.
Things. Dude, their nipples. If you play with them, like
you know so much. I
watched this doc. It's
a
insane.
documentary.
It's
for
great.
Sure. Can't remember.
But the guy that invented these robots has one at home and shares like he even said on camera, is like if it was between my robot and my wife, like fuck my wife. Like I'm leaving with the robot.
Really?
Yeah, and the wife's totally cool with it, and she doesn't even like play with it. It's like his thing, and so like he's busy at work, and he needs to, and I'm tired, and so he just bangs one out on the robot, and it's a real weird dynamic to see this throuple of like half AI,
Whoa.
And he made them so realistic, like when he pinches their nipples, they moan, and then a small amount of perfume is like shot out of them, I think. And so, like, it's like pheromones. It's like, it's very scientific. Very scientific.
I'm trying it.
Yeah. And their joints and ligaments and, like I said, their insides vibrate. I thought it's interesting for men. And then I talked to this.
It's crazy.
I talked about this to a girl once. And she was like, well, what about girls? When do we get something like that? I'm like, do you know how hard it must be to design a thrusting man? Like versus a girl robot, you can like it's literally like a mannequin where you just like mold and place to the position that you want to have sex with it, and you can do whatever you want. Right. But a guy is like, how scary is that? Like, and like you're like stop thrusting. You gotta hit the off button so he stops thrusting, and then he's just like thrusting. Now he's thrusting the bed because you're not there anymore, and he just won't stop. Like there's. You know what I mean?
That's exactly right.
It's very, very difficult to engineer a guy sex robot.
I know if he's a normal guy, he's got to go at least 10 inches out and 10 inches back in for a regular guy.
And let's be honest, no guy wants to compete with that.
No, for sure. It's like he stops when I shut him off. Like, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, what do you mean? Like you guys like for 3 hours?
I'm like
that's
it's
crazy.
so crazy having sex with women. I'm like, we have so different goals here. You're like trying super hard to come, and I'm trying as hard as I can not to come. That's so fucking crazy. You're doing everything you can. Me too, but we're like opposites. Hopefully, we'll meet in the middle.
Hopefully, we time this right.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing. Oh man.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's crazy. What a bunch of crazy.
Yeah,
shit
like a girl will not play with herself for 3 weeks just so she can come when she has sex with a guy, and a guy will jerk off 4 times that day just so he doesn't come when he sleeps with the girl. That's kind of fucked genetically. Why would you do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why would we be created like that?
I have no idea. That's where it must be a design. It can't be evolution.
Yeah, that's why women are attracted to women more and more.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel
like
because women are more open to that, to being like bi. It's like it doesn't discuss them as well. I think it's because because that person understands you. Yeah. And is the only person that's going to give you what you need, unfortunately.
I wonder what that's about. Because it definitely, I remember, even in, college or whatever, 2 girls started making out at a party. Everyone would cheer. 2 dudes started making out at a party. They wouldn't get so many cheers.
No, you probably get your ass kicked.
Well, maybe, yeah. It depends on where you're at.
Depending on the college.
But that's just a weird thing. What a fucking crazy society. But my stepmom's from the Philippines, and she says in the Philippines...
Oh, hello. I like this story. Was she making your bed one day? Did she walk in on you?
No, that's not where my obsession with step porn came from.
Go. Filipino stepmom. Let's go.
So no, but she was saying to me before that in the Philippines, 2 men the two gay men is like totally acceptable, but two women is not.
Wow.
And I mean, this is going back 20 years, so who knows now? But like, I was like, whoa. She's like, yeah, it's very flipped here. It was like, because like porn and whatever and all this, but she's like, yeah, you see two men, whatever, you'd be like, okay, that's their thing, whatever. Two women, it would be like hard no.
Wow.
So that kind of threw me for a loop. I didn't really.
Don't know why that is. That's weird.
Yeah, some weird cultures. Some cultures they put like more hierarchy with men.
Yeah, some cultures pixelate your fucking dick, dude. It's weird.
Yeah. Also,
Japan.
kind of into it.
Japan, weird. Like,
yeah, why pixelate?
I fully expect. What if that's what they actually look like? What if you pull their pants down? It's just pixels. You know what I mean? At this point, I've never seen actual Japanese genital. So it might very well be just like pixelated. I don't know. Shit's weird. There's actually a movie. I think I saw a trailer for a movie, and it looked really interesting. I have to look into it again, but I think it was on Netflix or something. But the trailer was about. It's a true story about the guy who was smuggling porn in Japan, or girl, guy or girl, I forget. But I think it might have been a girl actually, and just like, yeah, the business of porn, but how illegal it was, and how the government tried to shut it down. And this person was like full on, no, like we have to show this. This is something people want to see. And yeah, really interesting story. I got to look it up. But yeah, it just kind of fucks me up that even today, because Japan, they're not a communist country, are they? They're not.
Japan, no.
Yeah, no, Japan's not.
So.
China is.
Yeah.
But Japan isn't. So you would think like, hey,
I don't know.
All your citizens, no, they can't be.
They can't be.
Is Japan communist?
Here's what I found.
I guess
The largest non-governing communist parties in the world.
Oh, it is.
It is, but it's sort of weirdly. It's like
weird.
A non-governing communist thing.
Right.
So they have some weird.
Okay, so maybe it's an in between.
Yeah,
but the thing is, what the point I'm trying to make is that their internet isn't censored. Like they're allowed to be on the internet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I get people from Japan commenting on my stuff all the time.
Yeah, of course.
But China, they're like locked down through firewalls and shit, right? Yeah. So that's interesting to me that in Japan they would do that, but also know that their citizens have access to Pornhub.
Yeah, that is making sense.
Do you know what I mean? So I guess there's something I'm not understanding.
Yeah.
Like, why would you pixelate it? And also, is it just for export? You don't want to show people your genitals in Japan, or is it like a pride thing? Like for Japan, we don't do that.
Was it a documentary?
This is a documentary. Yeah, I gotta look into it.
Yeah, because
it's super interesting to me.
You've confused everyone now.
Yeah, I'm confused myself about the whole ordeal. I don't understand why, and I don't understand why people watch the pixelated stuff.
Yeah, but they buy pixelated sex robots too now, probably.
It's just always moving down there. Like, what? How do I get in?
Yeah, the stories are never compelling enough that I'd want to see a pixelated version.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you didn't do a good enough job.
Yeah,
That's
it's very strange. There's a lot of more strange things in Japanese porn that are going on that should be pixelated, I feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
There's like there's that Rule 41 of the internet or whatever it is where.
Rule 41.
What is it? Is it Rule 35 or 42 or 41? It's if you can think of it.
Oh.
Apparently, it's probably already a porn in Japan.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. No matter what you can think of, it's probably already porn in Japan. There's probably already like a category of it. Like, because those Japanese are very sexual. Like, in terms of according to the internet.
Yeah.
So it's just weird that they would pixelate that,
Yeah.
but also be, super kinky.
Yeah.
And like
that's like that's
tying
a
their
weird
feet up
sort
and
of
shit and like all sorts of weird.
The more you're talking, the more I realize my porn searches are not as adventurous as I thought they were.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's happening.
Well, they get more and more adventurous as we get older, I think.
It's probably true.
We kind of get saturated.
You know what? Tomorrow I'm just gonna mash the keys and see what comes out.
That's what I'm talking about. Sometimes you gotta.
Yeah.
There's only so much stuck porn you can take.
I ended up on
before you stop believing that someone got stuck in the couch. Like, how do you get stuck in a couch?
I stumbled across a Sasquatch one time and made me laugh so hard. This lady's like, I'm a scientific researcher in the forest. Right?
She's banged by a Sasquatch?
Yeah, you are. Yeah, and it was so funny because he comes and he's got a good Sasquatch costume, except like very crudely just cut out around the dick.
It's a human dick.
Yeah, for sure, right? And he's staying in character because he's method actor, so he's just Sasquatch. but like in the middle, he's like, oh fuck yeah, right? Like he just one oh fuck yeah in the middle, and I was like, that's it. This is the greatest porn I've ever seen.
That's hilarious.
So other than that, it was perfectly believable until that moment.
Yeah, I used to go on this site which had like all these types. This is when the internet came out, and I discovered masturbation. Like that's going way back.
Yeah,
15 years. No, probably 20 years ago.
15 years. This is the same
20
time.
20 years ago. Yeah. The exact same day actually. Yeah, like 20 years ago. And I was going on this site. And it had like all these different types of categories of porn, and that I was not even aware that there was anything other than the few things that I knew. And then now I'm watching like all these because I'm curious.
Was this at thehun.com?
It was like 89.com. I think it probably still exists.
Probably.
And like one category was like vampire porn. I'm like, I'm into vampires. I like vampires. And I mean Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah,
she's super hot.
Oh right.
So I was like, let's go.
That sounds good.
And it's weird, man. They were like fish hooking, and like they were bleeding and like drinking blood, and I was like, kind of into it. Not gonna shut it off. Gonna finish up, but I won't search it again, type thing. And then
challenge yourself.
And then there was other ones like cast. Just I kept scrolling by it. Like every time I went on the site, cast. What's cast porn? I'm like,
is that like someone in a cast?
So what it is, it's not even. It's like voyeurism a little bit. It's not even like actual like sex. The girl's laying down with a full leg cast on the ground, and the cameraman's kind of catching like an upskirt. And she's just like showing off her cast like this. She's kind of just doing this and showing off her cast like, and that's it. It's like a 3-minute video of her just laying there.
Hey man, I'm glad there's something for everyone out there because that's
that's what I feel too.
Like, I don't know, but if that's your thing, I'm glad you get to watch it.
And then there was like all sorts of weird ones like the amputee stuff and like little person porn and like all that, which is super cool that all this exists, but also
Have you ever looked up by state like what the most popular?
Ooh, no.
There's like a whole chart of like
this podcast getting wild here.
Yeah.
This is shit we talk about anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Porn searches by state. It'll show a map.
Go to images. Oh, here we go.
Yeah. So it's like this is 2007.
Oh, wow.
This is 2017, but you get the idea.
No way.
Yeah.
No way the entire West Coast is hentai.
Is doing hentai? That doesn't make any sense.
Let's do something
more.
Way. That looks more reasonable.
Oh,
Japanese.
No, Japanese. Wow, this one's
Japanese in California.
Yeah, and then like Oregon.
Texas is Latina.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because like obviously
Alaska says party.
Oh, like college stuff?
I think so, yeah. I should move to Alaska.
New York. What do you got here? New York, you got
where's it?
bondage.
Should really tell us. We don't know the states very well.
Vermont's like cum shots.
Redhead is in Montana. It's all of Montana.
What's this one? What's cosplay?
That's North Dakota.
Ooh, pissing. Fisting.
Kansas.
Feats, blonde.
Yeah, this is a crazy map.
Oh, Midwest, tattooed women.
So funny. I love how I don't know where this is, striptease. I don't know what state that is, but that's just a funny
if that's
thing.
Nevada,
yeah.
right beside Nevada,
I don't know. Oh, man, this is crazy. Yeah, we should. I'll put this up on the screen so
that's
you guys can
crazy.
see.
Smoking.
Yes.
What is that?
One. I don't know. Smoking is Florida.
Yeah, somewhere down in Florida. Smoking. What does smoking porn look like? What the hell is that? All right, this is another search
too much.
for another day. That's a really interesting map. Thank
Yeah.
you for bringing that up. That was very actually informative.
Oh man, yeah. There's well, I know lots of things.
I like that. I'm gonna look into that more.
It's weird.
It's fantastic.
It's weird.
I'm gonna try to.
You gotta just look for what state you should be living in.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna try to like change the bell curve there a
Yeah.
little bit by like searching, weird shit and just see if I can change it.
Oh fuck.
I think we go dildo race here now.
Oh yeah, it's probably that time of day. Sorry. All right, here we go. So yeah, we got a lot to do today still. Here we go. Yeah, this is a fun Bob. This is a very crazy one. We got all sorts of weird shit happening. Let's go with David Grass versus Chris Annabelle Magic. All right.
I'm going for David.
You're going for David?
Yep,
Okay.
David
I got
on a
Chris.
purple.
David on a purple. Purple's been rolling strong lately. I'm going to pick a number 12 race here. All right.
Let's go, David, on a purple.
All right, Chris on the pink. You took purple last time and it once. Let's see what we got today. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, race!
Let's go, David.
Oh, pink's way ahead. Yes. Let's go, Chris. Oh, not even a chance.
I feel like you got an unfair advantage.
Look, that one got slingshotted out there. Not even close. I'm saying half a vibe ahead.
Buddy.
Chris, you got this. Chris, don't let him come on the inside there. Come on, Chris.
That was actually pretty close.
I got way closer at the end.
Yeah,
that really shut up.
You were ahead the whole time, though.
Yeah, that flung out. Boom, boom, instant replay. Do.
Very cool.
I like it.
Chris.
Chris Animal Magic.
Comments pinned.
Comments pinned for sure. Oh, I should probably remember which one that was. Yeah. 2 truths, 1 lie, and let's get out of here because we got shit to do. I don't think we can make it quite as exciting as last time because, man, that was too good. But we'll try our best.
2 truths, 1 lie. I once got molested by my doctor.
Turns out that's the lie.
No.
You waste everyone's time, Chris.
Yeah, no, it's a truth. That's why it's funny. That's why I talk about it, and that's why I can you know.
Yeah, dude. No, you got a really unique perspective.
I'm now part of the Me Too movement.
Of course. I don't think anyone.
no
one would say you're not.
Categorically.
Yes.
Speaking.
Yeah.
That puts me in that category.
Yeah.
Like I've had a sexual assault, and you know what? I'm probably laughing about it now, but I'm sure like if I go to therapy, it should probably fuck me up. You know, like the therapist probably like, no,
Yeah.
we're gonna dive deeper. I'm like, no, it's a joke, it's funny, and then at the end I'm just crying myself.
Hey man, you're allowed to feel however you want about it. I'm glad you feel the way you do because it's funny
totally.
to me.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
Oh man. Okay, so
all right. 2 truths, 1 lie.
Illegal shit we did as kids.
Okay.
I once used to change the price labels on objects at the store and pay for the lower price on things. So like make things 99 cents when they were $20.
Oh, that's good. You teenager, I used to siphon gas out of people's tanks to fill my tank.
All right. I've been caught 3 times shoplifting, and the authorities were brought in those 3 times.
And then did the guy say, "There's only one way out of this"? Come in the back room.
He gives me a card to his doctor. He's like, "You gotta go see this guy." Jesus
Holy
Christ!
Fuck. This was a crazy one. I like it. I like just talking free. It's fun.
Why not, man?
Why not?
This is the greatest place to shoot the shit.
Yeah.
And give you guys a little bit of insight into our lives that are in our heads where we're at right now because. We don't get that when we're doing videos. We're doing videos about, cool shit, puzzles, magic, pranks, all that. But you know what? This podcasts are a fucking flavor, man, for me. I love it because it seems like it's the only appropriate place to absolutely speak your mind and speak your heart.
Yeah.
Without having people, shit on it or you know what I mean?
The only way you can even understand what you think is by discussing what you think.
That's right.
And that's what I like.
And that's how we form opinions.
I know. And fucking best thing you can ever do in your life is change your opinions throughout your life.
Absolutely.
I love it. I learn a lot when I talk to people. So these kinds of things are fucking great. And then we'll hear shit in the comments. Some will be nonsense. Some will actually be pretty poignant.
Yeah, someone will be like, hey man, you should have said that because I'll be like, oh damn, he's right. And we'll address it. It's totally fine.
It doesn't matter.
We're here to learn, but we're also here mostly to laugh.
Yeah, we're just trying to make jokes about everything.
That's the most. We're just trying to make jokes out of whatever.
If Colonel Sanders grabs your dick and you can't laugh about it, what the fuck's the point? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So. Was it Colonel Sanders? Is that what it looked like?
No.
Oh. That's not
Why did you picture Colonel Sanders?
You said a big fat fuck.
Yeah, Colonel Sanders is not fat.
Is he not?
No, he's pretty slender and he's got a goatee. I never mentioned that. No, he's more like he looked more like the dude, the guy in Jurassic Park with the whipped cream?
Yeah, that guy.
Kind of like that guy.
Oh.
He's in Seinfeld too, that guy?
That's much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking that guy.
Yeah, way to end on that note. All right, guys, thanks for watching Bottom of the Barrel.
Take care. I'll see you next time on Bob. Remember to just like this and share it and tell people. It's a really week ending.
Yeah, I'm sure they're really going to do it now. Bye.
Down in the barrel there's a naked man, a stupid drunk with a bottle in his hands. Along came a brother from another town, took one